welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea Odwobi Teke, and this is the Self-Discovery series. Today's episode is a sweet one because we're talking relationships. Of course, we're talking self-discovery and relationships. Now, as humans, we cannot survive without each other. We somehow have relationships with people, relationships with our friends, relationships with our partner, relationship with your mother, your sibling, your neighbor, your boss, your colleague at work. We all have some kind of relationship with each other. So how do we get to manage relationships while we are also discovering ourselves? Remember, I said when you're discovering yourselves, you are learning things about yourself. You are learning both the good, the bad, the ugly. So how do you get to manage relationships knowing that this other person has got their own baggage, this other person has got their own good, the bad, and also the ugly? How do you get to manage them? But today we're not talking about the relationships that you have with your neighbor, the relationship you have with your colleague, or your boss, or your siblings. We're talking about a relationship you have with your significant other, the one that you're committed to. Because this is where sometimes it's usually the chaos, it's usually the back and forth, the lack of understanding, the friction, because you're learning to get to knowing each other, you're getting to be used to each other. Sometimes it's usually a friction, knowing that this person is a different person from a different background. This other person is a different person from a different background, or different moral values and what have you. So somehow there's usually this clash and this friction, but with time it gets to ease and ease with some of the tips that I will share with you today. So stick with me, I'll be back with more.
The Self-Discovery series will be back in a moment.
Welcome back. It's still the Self-Discovery series, so let's go straight to it. Remember, we're talking self-discovery and relationships. The first thing you have to know is yourself. Know yourself before you find yourself in a relationship. Or if you are already in a relationship and somehow along the line you feel like you don't really know yourself too much, I'm sure that in that relationship you might be having serious frictions, because this is a serious key. You need to know yourself, because somehow knowing yourself can help you know who you can be with in a relationship. Because at this point, you are beginning to understand yourself, your body system. You're aware of why you do some certain things. You're aware of who you are on the inside. You're aware of your strength, your weaknesses. You're aware of the light you carry. You're aware of the potential that you carry, the personality type that you carry. Now, when you're aware of all these things, it makes it easier for you to know who can complement you. It makes it easier for you to know, okay, this person can push me to becoming a better person. This person can push me to bringing out, to making my light shine. There's some relationship you find yourself in and you realize you're not shining the light you carry. In fact, that light you carry is dimmed because of the person you are in a relationship with. It might not necessarily be that you are the one who's at fault or the other person who's at fault, but because you both are not complementing each other, because you both are not meant for each other, you find yourself drained all the time. Your light is not shining, you're not blooming, because you are in a wrong relationship. The person you are not meant to be in a relationship with. And that's because you did not find yourself first before being in a relationship. It is very key. You need to find yourself, know yourself. Somehow the relationship you find yourself in can either help discover you more or lose the rest of you. Yeah. Should I say that again? The relationship you find yourself can either help to discover you, because remember I said that this self-discovery is a journey. Life is in phases. Now, for every phase you find yourself in, you will discover new things about yourself. So if you're in the phase of relationship, trust me, you will discover new things about yourself in that relationship. Now, it's either you discover good things that will help you, develop yourself, become a better person, or you will learn new things about yourself that will either diminish the rest of you, that is, you lose the rest of you. So this is very important. Know yourself. Right. Now, another thing you have to also know, which is my second point, is for you to know that it's not all about you. Right. Now, two individuals coming together as a couple into a relationship. Now, having that understanding, you should know that this other person has got their flaws. This other person has got their baggage. This other person has got their excesses, something they must have been through in the past that somehow has affected them. And so they react irrationally, or sometimes they're triggered. They have, let me just use the word baggage. Now, you have to understand that it's not all about you. There are two people coming together into this relationship, and so because of that fact, remember, individuals, two different individuals coming together. Have that at the back of your mind, at the tip of your fingers, that it's not all about you. Now, when you're the one who is always feeling sad, you're the one who they don't take care of you, you're the one who they never have your attention. You are forgetting that this person also might need attention. This person might also need somebody who can boost their confidence. This person also needs someone who can bring out the light in them. This person also needs someone who can help to boost their potential, to make their light shine even more. So it's just like, they said in the Bible, iron sharpeneth iron. It's just the same thing in relationships. You want to be with the person who as you are sharpening their iron, they are also sharpening your iron. So it's not only you. It's not just about you, right? So the next step for you to manage a relationship is for you to also accept their baggage. Now, knowing that it's not just about you, knowing that this person would definitely have their excesses and their baggage, is for you to accept them. And when you've told yourself, I want to be with this person all my life, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, or I've chosen to commit to this person, or I've decided to be in a relationship with this person, now you need to accept their baggage. No matter how heavy it is, accept them just the way you are. Remember, it's not just about you. The way you have also chosen to accept yourself, also choose to accept this person who you have chosen to love, to be in a relationship with. And you see, when you're transferring that energy of acceptance, you are also giving that person the room to accept you as well, just the way you are. So remember, you need to accept the person just the way you are. Accept their baggages, accept every single thing about them. And the next one is for you to follow the growth process. Oh my goodness, this is the toughest part. Trust me. It is the toughest part of being in a relationship. Because at this point, you know their baggage. You know you've accepted everything. Now, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. It's usually really frustrating because at this point, you're like, hey, my God, we just talked about this. And you find the person doing that exact thing you just talked about, that, please, let's stop doing this. Let's amend this. Please, let's work on this. The next minute you'll find the person doing the exact thing. And it's usually really frustrating, but what can you do? You've accepted their baggage, right? So you just have to allow the growth process. It's just like when you plant a seed to the soil. Now, for that seed to grow, or for you to even see it sprout, you need sunlight, you need enough water, it needs air, it needs fertilizer, it needs all of these nutrients to make that seed to grow. It's just the same way in relationships. For you to undergo the growth process, there are usually challenges because at this point, even the seed inside the soil is still trying to adjust. Now, before you see it sprout, before you see it grow, it's undergoing some challenges, trying to adjust to the soil, to the sunlight, to the water, to the fertilizer, trying to adjust to all of these nutrients, all of these things that could help it to grow. Now, the moment it has fully adjusted, it begins to grow. So that's how it is in relationships. The moment you have the communication, you have the love, you have the tell me these things that you need to spice up your relationships. You have these things in its in its right quantity in the relationship, and you realize that with time it starts growing. You start seeing that you're beginning to understand each other better. You're beginning to be used to yourselves. Now you can tell that when he acts this certain way, that's the way he is. When he acts this certain way, okay, it must have been because of this particular trigger. You understand him because now you have allowed yourself to get used to yourself. Now, even if he does things that are so annoying, you don't exactly get really annoyed anymore, because you know why, and you know how to also handle that situation in a better way. You see, that's growth. Now, just to encourage you, the growth process is actually the most toughest stage, especially if you're one who's undergoing the journey of self-discovery. It's usually the very, very toughest stage, but you will survive. Definitely you will survive. Now, the last on my list here is for you to do it with love. Remember, I said the growth process is usually really, really frustrating, usually really tiring. At this point, you might feel like giving up. I can't do this anymore. Please get out of my life. Some people will pack their load and say, I can't do this. I need to leave. True story. This happened to Tara Durotoye. I read one of her interviews, and she talked about the fact that her husband will always keep malice, and she couldn't bear it, that she had to pack her things and started leaving the house. You see, it happens. So if you do it, it's not just you. I have done it. I can't even lie. But you see, that's how the growth process is. But you have to do it in love. Whatever it is you've accepted, this person and their baggages, no matter how frustrating it is in the relationship, you're getting to know yourself. No matter how annoying this your partner might be to you, grow with love. Do it with love. So yes, that's all that I can take, all I can give at this point on today's episode. If this was helpful, do comment. If you also want to share personal experience, please do comment. If this was helpful, of course, let me know. Do like as well, do comment, and also join the tribe and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell another friend to tell all of your friends to subscribe. Of course, it has been an amazing, amazing episode. For now,